All right. We are live, everyone. Taking a few minutes before 8:45, but hey, it still works. Howdy, everybody. Oh goodness, what notification am I getting? Oh, okay. I'll close that. But happy day, everybody. It's kind of sweltering over here, but yeah. We are having our air conditioner serviced next week, so hopefully it will be blowing a little colder. Yeah. It's always better to do things like that before it breaks down, so that it doesn't. But yes, howdy, everyone. Happy Friday. I see. Let's picture. We have 30 cookies.
Only 30.
Yeah. Well. I think that'll be enough. But you never know. Huh?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, we're about to find out. So, yes, but howdy, everybody. I don't know if I showed everyone the latest addition to our plushie family. While we're giving folks a minute to kind of come in, because I know it takes a little bit of time for notifications and stuff like that. Of course, hopefully you've seen the animation that I did on my other channel. And if so, then you know what Shoji looks like. And so here he is. I finished him earlier this month. So
he's got a lot of light on him.
Okay, let me try to... Yeah, it's got a little bit of glare. Let me see if... maybe tilting him a little bit. There we go. I think that works. So yeah, he is a handmade prototype, and coming up with patterns is rather difficult. I've had a request to do an Anubis plushie, and I'm going to have to reverse engineer a couple of things in order to figure that out. But that's next. I kind of got warmed up working on this little fella right here, and actually, my folks on Patreon saw pictures of him first, and now there's several things on Patreon now, including this month's Kemetic how-to guide. You'll be able to see that tonight before it premieres tomorrow on YouTube. And I also posted some pictures of Shoji, so here he is. And now we're just waiting on Morgan to finish 3D designing Z so we can print him and so he can have his little buddy. But there we go. So yeah, he gets to sit off camera while we have service. Okay, and Lucas says, I might fall asleep during service, but I'm here. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, and Fane Star saying I had an emotionally tough week. Well, hugs from Shoji, I guess. And and Kemetic said I'd love to get a best plushie for Isadora. That would be so cute. That would be interesting to try to do, but I would probably have to get some brown fur for like his lion's mane or do something like that. But of course, if there are any other plushie artists out there that feel so inspired, the more the merrier. Well, guys, let's go ahead and get going. And I think I can hear cicadas outside now.
Which means it's a minimum of 80 degrees outside.
I think cicadas start singing when it's closer to 90. There is.
I heard some singing here, actually, today.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a joke going about that. Like if there's a cricket, because Frank Welker, the voice of Fred and Megatron and a whole host of other characters, also does a really, really good cricket impression. Yes. And he's done it on microphone at conventions a time or two. And so now whenever we hear a cricket in that, Darren's like, oh, well, Frank Welker's in here.
Frank's here again.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a double whammy today. I had 2 June bugs fly at me in the car.
Oh well, hey, you got visited by a native iteration of scarab beetle.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Because
Yep.
June bugs they look a lot like scarab beetles, except
Yes.
I don't think they eat the same things though. So
They were a green color.
oh, a green one. Hey, yeah, you got visited by a friend.
2 of them.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'll never forget. We were at and I'm about to get started, but just one quick story. I'll never forget when we were at Wally's memorial, and his wife Christine was saying something about him, and a big shiny green beetle landed on him, and on her, excuse me, yeah, and she said, "Oh, that's Wally. I know that's Wally." Now, what's so funny about that is a few years before, we were Skyping, and I had sent him an email. He was looking for some script that I had sent him, and instead he pulled up my signature file, which has Ra's quote from the coffin texts. But I made every man like his fellow, and I did not command that they do wrong. It is their hearts that disobey what I have said. Well, Wally found that, and he read that, so he's reading from the monologue of Ra. So then at his memorial, a beetle, and if you're, of our persuasion, what that significance is. And he shows up and lands on Christine.
His
and,
wife, yeah.
Yes, and she knows it's him. And I'm like, yeah, well, see, because he read from the coffin text.
Yeah.
So, fun little aside there.
Very significant line from it too.
These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. This Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Yunochuru. Come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. And we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. You want those cool waters, don't you?
Yes.
Because it's hot in here.
I love you.
I love you too. At least it's not an ice bucket challenge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did one of those 10 years ago when that was the thing. And we were outside taping it, and there were a lot of people who were commenting, "Whoa, what's the sound I'm hearing in the background?" And so, we said, "Yes, cicadas." So,
surprised they didn't know.
Delirium tremens, where are you at? Because I see you're saying we need another break from the 105 plus days. Of course, are we talking actual temperature it feels like? Because it's getting to that point out here too.
I think you said that was the actual temperature in Egypt a few times.
Florence, Arizona. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Wow, yeah. Oh, and Mary Ross says there's a ton of those big green beetles everywhere this time of year. That's cool. Southeast of Phoenix. Oh goodness, yeah, yeah. That's Sonoran Desert, right? Yeah. I feel sorry for you guys. The only thing I can say is at least it's a dry heat over there. You don't have to deal with the humidity that we do. If you've ever been like to an indoor pool in the wintertime and you step in there and it's like warm and really humid, that's kind of what it's like when you step outside down here in the south. So, okay, that's the other
one. Of course, here in the mountains of Appalachia, we get similar.
But you cool off more at night, though.
Yes.
All right. Come in peace, right eye of Horus. In spite of the ceiling fan. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And that was really cool. It because every time you light a candle, it kind of dims a little bit at first until it starts to melt and build that reservoir of wax, and then it brightens back up, and it did that right as we were saying. Shines like Ra, the twin horizons. So, okay, thank you, Darren.
Sorry.
Hey.
This eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world. To everyone who is tuning in with us now, who will be joining us in the future, and has been with us in the past. I have to shelter it because of the air currents. This eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
Tonight we are honoring our temple patrons because it's actually kind of a quiet spell in the calendar. There's no major feasts coming up, but that's because next month there's going to be a whole bunch of them. And so we take this opportunity to specifically honor the patrons of our temple. So that would include, of course, our patron pharaoh, Tutankhamun. And one of the reasons why he's our patron is not simply because, hey, King Tut, everybody knows King Tut. Or the fact that, I feel a personal connection because, my mother's sister actually gave me a book from the exhibit that had been in New Orleans when I was born, and so she gave me this Treasures of Tutankhamun book when I was like 12, and so that imprinted on me. But also because Tutankhamun kind of represents a point of religious acceptance, because you had just had the Aten Revolution and the old system was restored, but you still had Aten temples that were functioning at that point. They didn't shut them down until after his reign. So this was a brief period of tolerance where, whether it was, by rule of, by Pharaoh's edict or whatever reason, everybody was kind of cool with each other for a minute. So that's what we would like to see in the world. But of course, Ra and then Mama Sekhmet. And we'll light Sekhmet's candle, that she may bring strength and healing to all those who need it. And I meant to bring the other grill lighter in here, but there we go. And we'll also take the opportunity to light a candle for Ishtar, also known as Inanna, because she was known in Egypt at that point, and was one of several deities from Canaan and parts further east that made their way into Egypt. There we are.
Ra's foreign daughters.
Yes. Yes, Anat and Astarte. And Astarte, it's thought that Astarte is the West Semitic form of Ishtar. So. And she certainly has the temperament for it. So. Oh, hi, Gabriel. I almost forgot about the stream. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Lakshmi. Yes, and Pride Month is almost up, but I noticed there's people who post lots of things at the beginning of it. But hey, let's keep that party going, until July 1. And actually, another deity that I have to mention in regards to being gender fluid, perhaps, and non-binary would the goddess Anat. She's presented as a goddess, but there's actually and I was doing some research, so I could write some things for her, and of course Anat was very much accepted into Egypt, to the point that Ramesses the Great had a daughter named Bint Anat, which is Canaanite for daughter of Anat. And there's a statue of him with the goddess Anat sitting next to him, and has her hand on his shoulder. But in the sources from Ugarit, El says about Anat, I know that I know that you are a manly sort, and you are more emotional than the other gods. So he's saying that about Anat. So she was one of those goddesses that could take on masculine attributes and challenge traditional gender roles, and that was kind of part of her character. So for folks who are looking for someone, a deity, to kind of gel with, she's another one like that. So.
Yeah, right up there with Sekhmet.
Well, you have Anat, you have Sekhmet, you have Neat, and even Ishtar. She does things that are perhaps you could say gender non-conforming.
Ecstatic drinking is one thing.
Or I'm thinking about or she would have been like me, I guess, as a kid. A kid come up on the playground and say, "How come you like Transformers? Transformers are for boys, and you're a girl." Well,
yeah.
So. You arise in the Archetis Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, Sekhmet, O Ishtar, O Nebkepra. Hail and praise unto you, O Yunachiru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Yunachiru, these cool waters are the eye of Horus. Your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunachiru. You may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. O Yunachiru, we give to you this eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yunachiru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. Gardens prosper, and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, Sakhmet, Ishtar, Nebkepra. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open, libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Pure, pure is Ra within his house. Pure, pure is Sekhmet the Great within her house. Nebkepra within his house, and Ishtar within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. Ra Sekhmet, Ishtar, and Nebkepra, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Harketi. Come to your body, O Sakhmet. Come to your body, O Nebkepra. Come to your body, O Ishtar, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these, your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, Sekhmet, Ishtar, and Nebkepra. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Ora Horketi and your son, the Osirinisu Nebkeprura. Your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way into all. And we pour these cool waters from the table of Osiris. Their hearts may be refreshed. Orekeru, Tachanket, Kau Abdu, Senatrimmerhat, Kutnebet Nofra Weberal Kednaturing, and Kau in Akupu Nibu, Macheru Nibu, Hiranachra. A voice offering, bread and beer, thousand of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And now we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. This fed is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Goodness. I just came to kind of see what folks were talking about, and I can totally understand some of the things y'all are talking about too. Oh goodness, and Oh, and I'm so sorry. Lakshmi says your mom had a brain tumor, and they came to figure it out after she had passed away. The doctors had wrongly diagnosed her with Parkinson's. And we're really sorry because actually we need to say some prayers for your cousin's daughter, right? Because
she has a brain tumor.
Yeah, and see, here's the really crazy thing. Your cousin had a brain tumor, and didn't his wife have one as well?
No, just the daughter. The daughter.
Okay.
The wife did not have one.
Okay, there was some other thing that they might have thought for a moment was.
Yeah.
But his daughter has one,
Yeah.
and so they just found that out this week, and so we're sitting here going, is it something genetic? Is it because of where they live? What's going on? And so we need to say prayers for them, and I can also understand having family that's that frankly doesn't care about you. I've been there, and I guess that always leaves a hole, and you always know what you didn't have growing up, but and that's because that's something that I deal with on a daily basis too. So I know where a lot of you guys are at. Just same tune, different words, but that's why we're here, I guess. We build family that is together out of love, not out of some vague sense of obligation. So my love and solidarity, and sending hugs to all of you guys. And so with that, and that's one of the things that I think is kind of cool about Ishtar is she and Anat were adopted into the Egyptian pantheon as daughters of Ra, and so maybe they got tired of hanging out over in Mesopotamia and said, hey, Ra's a pretty cool guy, and he said, come on, so he adopted some more daughters into the family. That's one way to look at it. So let's read a little something for Ra and for Sekhmet and for our other patrons, and then go from there. So hold on. Now this is from a hymn to Ra Horaketi. Hail unto you, one transfigured and sharp, Atum Horaketi, who rises in the horizon of heaven. All people rejoice unto you. Beautiful one, refreshed in your time, as the sun disk within the hand of your mother Hathor. You arise in every place, and every heart rejoices. The dual shrines pay homage when you come. Rejoice when you rise. Arising in the horizon of heaven, you shed turquoise rays upon the two lands. Ra, who is Horus of the horizon, divine child, heir of eternity, who engendered and birthed himself, king of this earth, ruler of Duat, chief of the desert necropolis, emerging from the waters of Noon. You drew yourself from Noon, nursed yourself and raised yourself. Living God, Lord of love, all people live when you shine, crowned as king of the gods. Nut greets your face. You embrace Ma'at in all seasons. Those in your following sing your praise, touching faces to the ground at your approach. Lord of heaven, Lord of earth, King of Ma'at, Lord of eternity, ruler of everlastingness, Prince of all the gods, living God and maker of eternity, creator of heaven who establishes what is in it. The Aeneid is in jubilation when you rise, the earth in joy at seeing your rays. The elders emerge in praise to see your splendor every day. You sail above the earth every day, strengthened within your mother Nut. You traverse what is above, and your heart is glad. Oh, and what's interesting here about this is where it says Newt greets your face. The original is Irin Newt Nini and Kharek. So Newt says Nini, unto your face. So that's the greeting that we use. So. Here we will read Sakhmet's prayer. Hail, Sekhmet the Great, eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail, Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light, who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sakhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Sfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. Hail unto you, Neb-Khepri-Ra, the Osiris, true of voice, just Lord who calmed the two lands, who wore the crown of his father Ra. May you delight the gods with your offerings. May you bring prosperity to your people. May you slay the wicked like Sekhmet. May you protect those who call your name. United with Unnefer, may you repeat eternity. Now, what's cool about that little prayer is it actually draws from his fivefold series of titles, because each pharaoh, they got to a certain point. Early in their history, they didn't have 5 different names, but it reached a point where it became standard. Each king had a series of 5 names, and they all meant something. And actually, I have a page with information about him on my website. But if you were to take his fivefold titles and translate them, that's what I used to make that little prayer to Tutankhamun. And one thing that I should have in here. Now, this is actually, there's an awful lot of literature on Mesopotamian deities, and I have a lot of different things that I've found that come from cuneiform sources, but this is actually something that I was inspired to write. And so this is for Ishtar. Thus speaks the Queen of Heaven and Earth. Remember, I am the goddess of love. I will cherish you, extend your life, and add joy to your days. Do not say, woe, it cannot be done. I am Inanna. I create what cannot be created, destroy what cannot be destroyed. You should say, my mistress is the capable Ishtar, Queen of Heaven and Earth. With her is the power, and I shall not fear. Adala Zakirta Ishtar. All right, I'm going to open it up now for requests. If anybody's got something they want to say a prayer for, or another deity you want to read something for. Oh, I see. Not sure if this is an appropriate time to ask. Do you believe that the pharaohs were gods or became gods after death? That's kind of a tough one, because they were human. And so their experience is different from that of a deity, because they know what it is to be in a finite body, dealing with all of the constraints that it is to be human. And so I don't think that they're, because I think being a deity, that's something that's beyond human comprehension. So they're
It's more like a patron saint.
what?
It's more like a patron saint.
Yeah, but yeah. So they're kind of in a class by themselves. They're they're not deities, but they are human beings who had an extraordinary responsibility placed on them that did not end at death. And so, yeah, I guess the closest thing that we could come to understanding it, would be like a patron saint, or just like saints in general, because, if you, as they're understood, in Catholic tradition, they were especially holy, but, they also, are intercessors. And so people would pray to saints as to intercede on their behalf for specific things. And so that's why you have like okay, everybody knows what St. Jude is, the children's hospital. Well, it's named for the patron saint of lost causes, because that's what St. Jude is. And of course, thankfully, childhood cancer is becoming less and less of that. So anytime you donate for things like St. Jude's, you're actually, doing good, because, they've made a lot of strides in that. But that's where the name originally comes from. He's the patron saint of lost causes. And so, I guess in our sense, you could say that Tutankhamun is a patron saint of, religious tolerance. So
You could probably think the same thing for someone like Imhotep.
Well, I think I would say Imhotep would be kind of like the original polymath, because he was the architect. He was the vizier, of King Joseph. He did a lot of different things. It doesn't survive, but the ancients referred to him as having written wisdom literature. So that's the kind of the idea of a Renaissance man, is what we call it now. So he was like one of the original Renaissance men. So.
Right.
But yeah, and so, by the way, thank you so much, guys, for the super stickers. I love the woot. Yes, and absolutely no modern pharaohs. Yeah. Okay, and yes, Imhotep was deified at a certain point. Late in Egyptian history, but hold on. I'm just, because I see several super stickers. Thank you for those. Oh goodness, Gabriel's prayers for my stepdad, who's had to be delayed from surgery, and he's waiting to get to change his pacemaker. Oh goodness. And Creature of Legend requesting prayers to improve my mental health. And Katie Horton, prayers for me, please. Okay. Okay, yeah, and go ahead and get that link for the Discord. Yes, you're welcome to join that. And yeah, well, we want prayers for stepdad to be able to get that surgery, so can get his pacemaker changed out, because that's kind of important. So
just a bit.
yeah. I'm glad that he's healthy enough that they're like, hey, we can change this out, because I want to say that my grandfather had a pacemaker for the last 10 or 15 years of his life, but that when you reach a certain age, they're like, the question is, if they go through the surgery, could they withstand having it changed out? But we want your stepdad to be able to get that done. So, hear us, O Ra, great Lord of the Anu, and place your arms of blessing around stepdad, around Katie Horton, and all of our other folks that are asking, Gabriel, everyone who's asking for health and for hope, sense of knowing that tomorrow is going to be a better day. Let them all rejoice in your bounty, and their hearts take joy in your kindness. Tell Neat and Upwode to open their ways for them, and may you protect them with your strong arm of compassion. For you are the All-Lord, the Lord of Ma'at. Holy and splendid is your name. Khepri at dawn, Atum at dusk, Ra Haraketi, as you rule the nine. And may Mama Sekhmet bring strength and healing, and let there be an opening and let that surgery get done quickly so stepdad can get back to normal. All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll do our cookies. We'll start with one for everybody. And of course, last week's was a house without books is like a room without windows. And perhaps what we might add to that is, just as a window is kind of pointless if you don't look out of it now and then. If you have books, open them up and read them. And sometimes it's good to go find old books and open them back up and reread them, because you might find something new. But this week, let's see what they have to say. Let's see right here. And it says, intelligence is the door to freedom, and alert attention is the mother of intelligence. Intelligence is the door to freedom, and alert attention is the mother of intelligence. So stay alert, pay attention. I guess that's the boss's way of telling us to be alert, because there could be some things come up this week that we need to pay attention to. So, okay, and I see...
I would like a cookie too.
Alrighty. Okay, where to go at the moment? I'd like to know if there's any historical attestation for the name Yinapu. I use the name Anapu. Okay, I will answer that question, and now I'm going to kind of slow down the chat, so I'm going to have to catch up once I do some cookies here. But, and Gabriel petitioning Santa Muerta, I've read a little bit about her. She seems really cool. But,
You're going to have the double read discussion.
Okay. Prayers to move on from a failed relationship. Well, married Ra may Ishtar love on your broken heart and give it strength to move on to greener pastures, so to speak. But,
May Hathor support you.
Yes. All right, now, so we're going to pick up with One-Eyed Heathen. Going to have some advice on finding a place to live so I don't have to rent, or I need to go outside to go to the bathroom. I totally can understand that. Someplace where you can kind of like have everything where you need it. Advice on finding a place to live. Now, we can give you some practical advice too, but let's say that for the Discord. Now, in the meantime, the question about Yinapu. And I did talk about this in a video. Basically, okay, the reed sign, that in hieroglyphs is parallel to a sign in Hebrew and in Arabic that's called Yod. In Hebrew, that Yod, and also sometimes in Arabic, that same sign will be translated as a Y, but sometimes as an I. It kind of depends on where it is in the word and things like that, because like that's the funny thing is the name Israel In Hebrew, it's actually Yisrael. In modern Hebrew, the thing is, ancient Hebrew is like ancient Egyptian. We aren't 100% sure on how it was pronounced. The thing is, certain groups have taken that reed sign, that yod, and treated it as a Y, and so they rendered the name Yinipu. I kind of have a pet peeve against that one because that yod sound, or that yod symbol, for one, it could behave differently, at different points. And why is it that it's also used to spell the name that we render as Amun? So why do we have Yinipu and not Yemen? There's a little bit of inconsistency here.
My name kind of
Yamanu, yeah.
brings that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Or see, what if it was actually Yanpu? And I think another influence too is also because the way it gets Romanized in, if you're trying to be very precise and transliterate something according to Egyptological standards, it's actually rendered as a J. And that's because the German Egyptologists who developed the standard, that J, that's also how Yod He Vav He, the name for the Hebrew God, became Jehovah when it went from Hebrew to Latin. Same thing. That J is actually used for Y. It's kind of crazy and convoluted. But the short of it is that some people rendered that as Yinipu, just trying to be unique and different, funny, and whatever. But I figure since the Greeks were hearing something that led them to say Anubis, maybe it was more like Anipu. So, just taking a guess here. So that's why I also prefer Anipu, and not Besides, when you're trying to look up the name, are you going to look up Anubis and go in the Y's? No, you're going to look in A's. If you're doing this alphabetically. So why don't we put it in with the A's? Just my take. So on to the cookies, starting with one eye. Okay, one eye. Action speaks nothing without the motive. Action speaks nothing without the motive. Okay. And let's see. I was having trouble sleeping every night. Not sure if there's a prayer for that or not, but if there's, I really would like one. Well, may you have peace and peaceful sleep and pleasant dreams. And that is our prayer for you. Katie Horton asking for one from Set about my health situation. Okay, and then Lakshmi from Unopen Liquid. So, okay. Set is hiding back there, but we're going to ask him to send something to Katie. Katie, a distant relative will phone you soon. A distant relative will phone you and will give you a call soon. I hope it means something good. Okay, and Lakshmi asking for one from Anapu and walk away. Okay, Lakshmi, look ahead or you won't get ahead. Look ahead or you won't get ahead. which is very interesting considering we got this other one about intelligence is the door to freedom and alert attention is the mother of intelligence. And they're telling you, look ahead or you won't get ahead. So pay attention and don't worry about just right now. Try to think ahead because by thinking ahead and taking some opportunities, getting the sense that you could prepare for some things in advance and end up preparing for success if you're forward thinking about it. But if you don't think about what's coming up ahead, then you will miss the chance to get ahead. Okay. Let's see. Kendra, message from Nebuchadnezzar, from Nephthys. Oh yeah, so her birthday is coming up during Amazon Prime days. The Prime days are going to be on the 16th and 17th of next month. Kendra, allow your mind to absorb new knowledge. Allow your mind to absorb new knowledge. Sounds like this is a time of alertness, discovery, learning. Some things coming up. There could be signs, so I guess we should be paying attention. But okay, Owlzeal, and then monkey mind thoughts. So Owlzeal. Oh my, you got two. All right. Well, Owlzeal, yeah, I'm sorry you're having such trouble sleeping. You know, we've been there before. Okay. The first one says, never doubt logical things. Now, the second one. A new romance is in the future. But never doubt logical things. And a new romance is in the future.
I wonder if that could be something similar to like where I got a new cat, you know?
Yeah, that's one way you can think of it. Because you might have got a fortune saying that, you know, the love of your life will show up soon, and they got a new kitten. So, yes. And what was it that our friend Talon said about his dog Merlin? Love of my life, destroyer of slippers, and and newspapers, and yeah. But well, Owlzeal, that was for you. And monkey mind thoughts. There we go. Monkey mind thoughts. Alas, the onion you are eating is someone else's water lily. Now I'll read it again. Alas, the onion you are eating is someone else's water lily. So, what might seem a little sharp or a little bitter to you, someone else, sees in a different way. But of course, water lilies. It's funny because those also have a significance, in Egyptian symbolism. Yeah, and especially, And I'm thinking, chewing onions for the eye of Ra, and then that becomes someone else's water lily. So that could be. It seems like it seems like there's a lot to unpack on this one, but I'm getting kind of a sense of things transforming from bad into good. But you're just going to have to uh, think about how you're viewing something, because this is a matter of perspective. So that's the sense that I'm getting, Monkey Mind. Okay, now for Sebekekwe and then Luca. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me do. Where are we? And Fangstar, I'm in need of advice and or guidance on my mental health healing journey. It's been hard this week, trying to heal from an abusive relationship. Thanks in advance. And I'm getting a cookie. Well, for starters, you're here and we love you. Well, let's get Sebekekwe. Sebekekwe. A modest man never talks to himself. A modest man never talks to himself. What was that line that Beast Wars Megatron had about a penchant for intelligent conversation?
Right. I don't talk to
myself. I just
have a penchant for
intelligent conversation. Yeah. A modest man never talks to himself. Just don't let people catch you doing it. Okay. Luca. Luca, a new friend helps you break out of an old routine. A new friend helps you break out of an old routine. That sounds awesome. So, okay, Threlo. Oh my. Okay. Threlo, you got some voicemail. You got two of them. I hope that we have enough cookies. Let's see. First one. Join a new club today. You'll be surprised. Now the second one. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So, Trivia Club. Join a new club today. You'll be surprised. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So, Thrilo, I guess time to support some intellectual pursuits. Okay. And is that Shamsuddin from Hathor? Listen, I'm just going to pull this one because I don't want to have like a whole bunch of them. But is that? In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. So yes, when times are going good for us, everybody wants to be our friend. But it's when the chips are down, as they say, that you know who your real friends are. So that may be something to be alert to in the week or weeks ahead. So okay, and Fane Star trying to heal from a bad relationship and requesting a cookie. Okay, here we go. It's not the end yet. Let's stay with it. So Fane Star, it's not the end yet. Let's stay with it.
In other words, don't give up on your ability to heal.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not talking about the relationship. This is talking about you. And it's talking about, yes, your journey of healing. It's not the end yet. Let's stay with it. And don't give up on yourself. So Fane Star, words of encouragement. Okay. Oh goodness! And one I said I have 4 books to my name at the moment. I had to leave the old books behind. Well, you know what? If you find a spot to stay for a bit, we'll have to see if we can help you restock some books. But Ashley Sakar Spradley from Anapu, and then Gabriel, just some advice for where to go in my practice. Okay.
Keep coming back here every Friday.
Certainly, but let's get Ashley from Anapu. Of course, Anapu has a big feast next week, and I know Mrs. Jackal in the Discord was planning on doing something for that as well. So, those of you that are on the Discord, be sure to support what she's doing. But Ashley, a friend will bring you a big surprise soon. A friend will bring you a big surprise soon. And why am I picturing like a big armload of something? I just hope
Let's just hope it's a good surprise, right?
Yes, I hope it's a good surprise. Yes. And not an, oh my God, what do I do with this?
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, and I'm also getting this is if somebody is like coy with you and doesn't want to, they want to come over and they don't want to say about what, then you know ahead of time, all right, something's up. But okay, so now for Gabriel and and okay, Pink Jade is the only Discord cookie. Keeping an eye out for more. Okay, and one for me. So all right, so I'll tell you what, let's get Pink Jade and then Gabriel. So Pink Jade is over on Discord, and we'll relay this message to them. Be yourself and you'll feel at home anywhere. So for Pink Jade, be yourself and you'll feel at home anywhere. And now for Gabriel, advice on where to go. A happy event will take place in your home. Gabriel, a happy event will take place in your home. And I'm really getting the sense that this is like, um, have a feast in your home, like celebrate something, and I guess whatever it is that you feel called to, but in your own home. And I think if you do that, then you'll get some answers. So some more things will unfold. A happy event will take place in your home. Okay. So sarcastic, and then married what? Mm. Oh, religion for breakfast. That sounds like a fun channel. I'll have to check that out. Huh. Okay, cool. My current new favorite thing on YouTube is there's an Iranian musicologist, uh, Faria Farish. I don't have his name exactly, but I stumbled on one video and then went kind of, you know how you go on an internet rabbit hole, and it's like everything that he says is brilliant and funny and incisive and great points, and he has a wicked sense of humor, and he talks about music, so I'm like, hey, this is cool. But he has one on like Mesopotamian music. He has another one where he talks about what did Norse music actually sound like versus what everybody thinks it sounds like, and that was really funny. So check that out, and I'll have to check out Religion for Breakfast. But so we're picking up a sarcastic and Mary Wet, and then Amitai from Halfco. So, all right, sarcastic. Sarcastic. It says, about time I got out of that cookie. I think somebody's messing with you. About time I got out of that cookie. Okay, Mary Twelfthwife from the Jackals. My. So, I guess they each had one for you. Yeah, I think if we have a whole bunch more, I'm going to have to just start pulling them manually. Yeah, if I had an unlimited supply, I'd be like, yeah, everybody's got voicemail. But okay, now this first one, Married Wepwet, says, adjust finances, make budgets to improve your standing. And now the second one. Advice is like kissing. It costs nothing and is a pleasant thing to do. But you know what? If you just come up and kiss somebody and they don't want you to, they don't appreciate that. So I guess the same thing goes with advice.
I got some advice for you.
Okay. Oh, I got you. But yeah, Married Wepwet, adjust finances, make budgets to improve your standing. The other hit that I'm getting with that is watch those subscriptions, because you can lose track of those, forget about them, and then they, it's like, where did that money go? Subscription fee got it. But adjust finances, make budgets to improve your standing. Advice is like kissing. It costs nothing and is a pleasant thing to do. I guess you wanted to give me some advice?
Yeah.
There you
go. Good advice?
Yeah. Well, I guess the other thing that I'm interpreting from that is Advice is also like kissing in that it is best done with consent.
Hey,
Yeah. Okay, so Amitai from Hathor. Okay. Yeah, and what Luca's saying about the semi-vowel. And see, here's the funny thing with that semi-vowel. In Arabic, the and it's like it all looks like squiggles until you start trying to learn it, and then it's like, oh hey, I recognize this one, and that one, it has the two dots underneath. And when it's at the end of a word, yeah, it tends to be a Y or an I. But depending on where it is, it can, I think in some words it actually gets rendered as an A sometimes. And this is in Arabic. But the thing is, especially early on, Budge and some other early Egyptologists, they were looking more to Hebrew to compare with the Egyptian language. And so that's where they were making most of their parallels. And they weren't even thinking about modern Arabic. But you have modern native Egyptian archaeologists who are going back, and there's a really cool book from Pharaoh's Lips that traces words in modern Egyptian dialect of Arabic that actually trace back to ancient Egyptian. And it's a little pocket-sized book, and it's a lot of fun. And I think, yeah, the semi-vowel that's in Anapu's name might behave a little more like the Arabic than like the Hebrew, but that's something that you could spend a long time researching on. But let's get Amitai asking for it from Hathor. So. Ra's daughters are getting lots of love. Be calm when confronting an emergency crisis. So Amitai, be calm when confronting an emergency crisis.
that tells me that she should watch themselves in the near future.
Yeah,
There's
well,
something going to come up where it could be.
Yeah, well,
could be dangerous for.
Well, the sense that I'm getting is be calm. Just be aware that something could come up. Handle it calmly, and you'll get over it.
Yeah.
Don't panic, because panic will just make it worse. Just focus, be calm. You can get through this. So it's really it's a positive message. It's just and I notice Ra tends to do that. It might seem blunt or even discouraging at first, but he's actually trying to gently brace you and prep you for something and set you on the path to tackle it. Okay. Right. Faria Faraji, thank you. Yes, he is so funny. Okay, good night, Katie. Had to step out, but yes. Okay, Discord cookie from Vera. Mm. Wow. Let's see. And Kickbox, if I still have enough. Yes. Goodness. Good morning. I just woken up properly. Well, thanks to everyone who had to. This has been an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's tuned in. We love you guys. But yeah, Vera, and then Kickbox. And then we'll get Yamanu and Seta had asked for one, so we'll do that, and then that'll wrap up the cookies, so we can wrap up because it's thank you guys for tuning in with us for this long, and I'm glad to know that we at least gave some folks something comfortable to go to sleep to. So for Vera. There we go. For Vera, an optimistic attitude is half of success. An optimistic attitude is half of success. Of course, the other half is to go out and do it. Unless we're talking about 80s cartoons, and then knowing is half the battle.
Right.
But, okay, that was for Vera. And now for Kit Fox. Now I'm going to make sure I have a big box of cookies before we get to, it's the start of the days on the year, yeah. But okay, Kit Fox. After a big storm comes tranquility. After a big storm comes tranquility. So.
I think I'd have a whole bunch of cookies for the OPET too.
Possibly, but definitely for the days on the year and
yes.
And just a reminder, what we're going to end up doing is pre-taping something for Friday the 19th, because we'll have been doing something every day of the week up until then, because Egyptian New Year's is on a Thursday this year, and so we'll tape something to post at our regular time.
Because we're going to be taking a break.
Yeah. But it'll be nice, it might give us a chance to kind of catch some things that, we wouldn't otherwise, and, have something nice to chill out on Friday for. Okay, so this one's for Yamanu. And then our last one will be for Seta, and then we'll wrap up. Okay. Knowledge and not doing are equal to not knowing at all.
Yeah.
Knowledge and not doing are equal to not knowing at all. So once you know what to do, you must do. Okay, and I'm pulling for Seta here, and what we'll end up doing is I'll take a picture of that to share with her on the Facebook chat. All troubles you have can pass away very quickly. Can pass away very quickly. But I think in that case it's perhaps dependent on other things, but we'll pass that along to her. So okay. And if anybody's got any other requests, just let us know. Because I think we've gotten everybody, but if I miss someone, let me know. Oh, wow. That's not Earl Grey tea and French toast in the kitchen. Yeah, I have a particular chai tea thing that I do in the mornings, and I'll put and it's actually a Wag Bakri Marsala chai, and I put cinnamon and ginger in it, and that's what I have, to start my mornings. Now you can ask Darren about, in the mornings when, is your tea steeping?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shenit in Yunu, endures. As the name of Osa, Kentiamentu endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutef in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kamenu endures. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Sekhmet, O Nephkepru-Ra, O Ishtar. You've come in peace, O Yunuchuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Sekhmet, Ishtar, Nephkepru-Ra. May you go forth in peace, O Yunuchuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjek bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Oh, thanks for the stream. These services were very meaningful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here with us. We enjoyed having you here. And
That's why we have it.
and ginger is a good code to turn into. Yeah. Ginger is good for lots of things. Good night, Lakshmi. Well, actually, for you, it's morning, but thank you. Thank you, everyone. Always glad to have you. And check out the latest video this week. Bless you too, Mary Draw. And I hope we all get to hang out someday and have a good time. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys next Friday. So much for
Same cat time. Same cat channel.
have a safe week. And see you next Friday. Yes, and don't forget to like and all that good stuff. Thank you, guys. Big hugs.